Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
No, we are not, Chalmers. Welcome in, episode 332 of the Real Life Podcast.
I could go for a beer.
I could go for a beer now, actually, as well.
Monday beers are tough.
Well,
especially after the weekend.
Monday beers are fine, but yeah, they're
Depends how you spent your Sunday, I guess.
they can be a slippery slope.
You can have a Monday beer, next thing it's Friday.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
moves
happened.
fast.
Friday
It accelerates.
figuratively or literally?
Literally.
Oh.
You know?
Yes.
You
the,
have-
idea, the metaphor of Friday, yes.
You have 48 beers in 48 hours, fall through a wormhole, fall at the other end Friday. You
Yep.
can't remember
It's just
anything.
every week is like the same. It's like Thursday night, you're just so happy. You're like, I can't wait to have a beer. And then you drink Thursday night. Well, usually a hockey game, maybe something's Friday, Saturday. Then Sunday, there's football, so you have a couple drinks. And then Monday, you're like, I'm never doing that. We gotta tighten it up here. And then you go into the week thinking, man, life sucks. And then inevitably 3 days pass, and Thursday happens again.
You know,
just a vicious
3 nights of
Thursday's right
sobriety
around the
go
corner.
by.
Just a vicious fucking cycle.
Yeah, it's Thursday's always coming down the pipe.
Yeah, and we got to do it Tuesday because no way I'm sitting there watching a game for 2.5 hours with
Sobes.
a camera on us sober. I don't think I'll have anything to say.
All right, so the podcast right now is brought to you by the HGA Group, who's also the title sponsor of the live Oilers Nation viewing party, or what are we calling that on Saturday? Is
Yeah,
that
it's a
what
viewing party.
The
Yeah,
not
what's
live, the tape delayed Nation viewing party?
Yeah.
No, the one on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
Okay, I was
but-
just figuring
It's
out.
actually
but then-
happening on Friday.
So we're doing
Recorded on Friday, yeah. Going live on Saturday, yeah.
tomorrow, though, we are doing a internet viewing party.
Sure.
A stream.
A streaming party with myself, Jay, and Chalmers.
I'm coming.
And R. Kelly.
You're going to come
Just
too?
not on camera.
You're just going to sit off to the side?
Yeah, and say funny shit.
Fair enough.
Like, boy, that Duncan Keith. Ha! Things like
It's
that.
going to be so funny to have, like, he says something and we all react and look off screen and like nobody ever gets to
Just
see
like
him.
DJ Vlad. You ever watch that guy?
Well, but no.
DJ Vlad?
No.
He does like hundreds of hip hop interviews, and you never see what he looks like. He's sitting off camera talking to the rapper.
Really?
Yep, you can do it.
Well, we're going to do the same thing with me, Yaremchuk, and Jay sitting in the middle, bag milk on one side, out of
Yeah.
frame. Wanye on the other side, out
yeah.
of frame.
Yeah, we're a very public company.
Oilers Twitter is fun. Like, it goes without saying that obviously when the team's doing better, following the team's a more fun thing. But honestly, every single game, something new happens, a new joke is created. I'm having a hell of a time on Oilers Twitter.
What's the newest?
Oh, we've just been mocking everything in sight. The Bison King, we're getting a lot of mileage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The other day, who made the one with Yessie's head popping up over the bison? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
There's a
see it.
photo of a bison on a snowy trail, like a real one. This guy made a 4-frame GIF of Yessie's head popping up and going back down. Like, that'll give me a period of laughing.
like he'll laugh for an entire period
Yeah,
of the game.
okay.
You know, it's a hockey term,
Okay.
Chalmers.
No,
Hockey
is it?
fun.
3 periods in a game?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well,
there's
the
no
team has
twos.
been so bad for so long. We've always had to create our own fun, and now that they're actually good and fun to watch,
creates its
creating
own
the
fun.
fun is even more
It's
spectacular.
easy.
But it seems like, especially on like Saturdays and like these post-game press conferences, like they're just giving us really good material to
Yes.
work off of. Like it's
Did
it's
McDavid
fascinating stuff.
McDavid seem like he was at all amused by Yamo's little
Not in
joke?
the least.
Like, not in the least.
No.
Like, does he have any time for this kid?
Amused for Connor McDavid, who is still in like his game mode, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think Jay he'll be in a better mood once he wins a cup? I think he will.
I don't.
Well,
I think he'll be happy.
There'll be a small scheduled allotted amount of time.
Yeah,
An
and then
hour
back
for
to
him to
business.
join, and then it's back to
To be
training.
an
That's right.
entirely
Back
different
to mental.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Crosby in his career was a little bitch to start out. He was complaining all the time. Connor's not a bitch. But I feel like then he started winning and he's a little bit more self-assured. I feel like Connor has a lot to live up to. Once he wins a cup as the captain of the Oilers, I bet you he'll be a lot more relaxed.
You could see guys open up as their career goes on. I mean, I expect this, but like look how long it took Tom Brady to open up. He had to leave New England to open up. And this year and last year, he's been 10 times more fun on social media. And just
Is that because he has a better social media person?
well, no.
I think it's because he's got the Patriots shackles off him to an extent, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just sort of loving life. He's in his like retirement phase, right?
Well, there's
Yep.
probably also like there's probably like social shackles in terms of like players showing them their personalities on social media. It might be a Patriot rule.
Yeah, Bill Belichick didn't seem like a baller.
Don't have a personality.
So, like the minute he left,
that's just it. And he was like the face of that. Like, everybody took their lead from him, right? And so when he left, he was finally like, I can do what I want now. Like, I've done everything I need to do.
59 years old, so he should be like he's living retirement while still playing. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing me now.
Still winning Super Bowls.
Still fucking winning Super Bowls.
I think it's like, look, I've done everything, and I've like had to have these, like, you call them shackles on, and now he's just like, look, I'm only going to be doing this for a little bit longer. I'm going to have as much fun possible as I can while I'm doing it.
Is this like when they caught Michael Phelps ripping on a bong after he won all those gold medals?
Exactly like that.
Yeah, and then came back and won more medals.
More medals, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Just got to have fun while you're in it. Yep. And that's what I'd like to tell Connor. Have some fucking fun, buddy.
Well,
I'm sure he does.
He is.
Yeah. I think it's easy to have fun when you're winning, but if you're not, it's
exactly.
So he wants to wait, get that cup under his belt before he maybe.
The same guy who, when he first
went
to his first training camp, wouldn't say, when I make the team, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I have to make the team, right? Like, obviously, you're going to make the team. You're Connor McDavid.
He's doing the same thing about the Olympic team right now.
Yep. And he's
Even though they've said he's already on the team, and he's like, well, hold on.
Yeah, if they'll have me.
Yeah.
What is the drinking game when Canada plays Team China at the Beijing Olympics?
Oh, my God.
I still got a funny feeling they're not going to let Team China.
I don't think they will either. How can they?
I don't, like... that just does.
You've got Norway sitting on the shelf.
All right, well, let's pause that and let's talk about the drinking game.
Yeah.
That is Monday, and Thursday's coming up real
good
soon.
Monday
here.
drink sesh. Let's invent the.
It's Monday.
They wouldn't run the
7
score,
a.m.
though.
China's playing Canada.
Every
every
time-
goal. If you want to get plowed out of your mind, anytime Canada scores, you drink.
Are they going to make the score 93-0 though? Or are they going to score 2 and then just kill it?
The reality is if there's a tie, it'll come to goal differential. So it'll all come down to how much did you slaughter China in your game against them.
Oh man! So everyone's just gonna run the score on China. Like this is for taking all the manufacturing in the '90s. Pew 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 pew. 74-0. Now we're even.
Yeah. Like I think it's gonna be like I remember in World Juniors when Team Canada somehow France was in World Juniors.
Okay.
And for the same reason, they had to rack up I think it was like 16 or 18-0 or something.
Other ways you can make a drinking game. Every time China touches the puck in Canada's zone, you take a drink.
So you don't drink?
Yeah.
That's how you go sober?
Well, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly
one of the
opposite
things
of
you
it.
got in there.
Kill your drink.
The drinking game is it's supposed to get you drunk.
How about for every icing that China has, you have to drink?
Ooh,
For
that's a good
every
one.
shot
That would
on-
be a lot.
And icing is a hat trick.
Because they're just going to be
Like
constantly
for every
getting it out.
second they're in the ozone, you have to have a shot for every second.
Or you keep the drink tipped up until they leave the zone.
I like
I
that.
feel like they could do the opening face-off. All the Canadian team could skate down the ice, and they could just let it be 5-0 on the Canadian goalie. He'd just be like going back and forth, making saves.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Canada. Well, if goal differential isn't a thing, you give the option of the goalie the ability to play out.
So here's
I like that.
here's my one thing is that, like, when you look at the bobsled times, you'll have like the top 10 teams, but then you'll have somebody who legitimately made the Olympics, qualified for it, and they'll be like 4 minutes
because they're the
behind.
best in their
And
country.
and in bobsledding, even though it's like maybe, the time doesn't seem like a whole hell of a lot, that's a big fucking difference. They got slaughtered, right? Yep. So I know that China's going to get slaughtered, but that's why they should let them in. This is the Olympics. Like, they're the host country. They have a right to be there, and nobody protects these other sports. Why protect China from this?
What's fueling this sneaking suspicion?
There's a lot of talk about them
There's
letting in Norway
been a lot of
instead, like
talk
them bowing out of it.
that it's not good for the sport to have that on like one of your biggest stages. Like it's a good chance to grow the game. Does it grow the game to just have all these teams win like 20-0?
But it was happening in basketball.
So Norway,
And those countries got better.
Yeah, but the idea being, if it was Norway getting beaten up, okay, well, they still qualified. They went through the process. Like, they're going to get better.
but they got boxed out because of China. That's how it worked. Poor Matt Zuccarello.
I know. The idea with China is that, like, they're never going to be back here again until they qualify for the Olympics, right? So does this actually help them grow the game?
Estetikinen went over to China like 8 years ago, remember, to start coaching the Chinese team, and that was like seeding the cloud for the Olympic team in 2020.
There was a guy that I used to call Golden Bears games for, Jason Fram, a defenseman, and he's Canadian, but he went over there to play for Kunlun with the sole purpose of, like, I'm going to get to play in the Olympics.
For sporting.
For China.
That's
Yeah.
which is interesting.
There apparently most of the Chinese Olympic team is Canadian.
Is Kazakhstan in it?
There's
Are you sure?
You a big fan of Kazakhstani hockey?
Nigel Dawes. Nigel Dawes has found that the greatest second act in hockey is the king of the KHL, and he plays for Kazakhstan. He's now a Kazakhstani citizen, and he plays for them in the international stage. So that's why I wanted to ask because he lights up the K.
I don't even think he's in that spot anymore though.
No, like he went and made like bank.
Really?
Yeah. He crushed in the KHL. Is he still playing?
He's playing in Mannheim now, actually.
Oh, okay. So
But he had that that 10-year run of just.
Did you say Mannheim, like Germany?
Yeah, he moved over to DEL. Well, he started in the KHL this year. He still had 43 points in 47 games. Why'd he go over?
It's Tony Hand-esque.
It is Tony Hand.
Well, you guys are looking at it.
You know Tony Hand
Tony
is,
Hand needed the.
No, I don't know what Tony Hand is.
Tony
Who?
Hand needed the
Who?
KHL.
I don't know what that is.
Tony Hand is the Wayne Gretzky of
Scotland.
Scottish hockey.
Yeah.
He came to Oilers camp
Yeah.
as like an undrafted superstar, was like, I can't make the 1984 Oilers. I'm going back to England? No, Belfast. And then proceeded to put up better numbers, like, I think, than Gretzky in the NHL?
Oh, maybe. And he played till like he was
Like
well, pull up Tony Hand.
Yeah, pull up Tony Hand. Stop screwing around here.
No,
I'm
but
trying-
I think wasn't he drafted? Like I thought he
came
had
to
a really
Oilers
good camp.
Yeah, and then
12th round pick of the Oil.
He
There we
played. He
go.
played 1 year or
No,
There's 12
or
rounds.
something. Like he didn't like it here. He wanted to go home. I don't think it was because he wasn't good enough.
no, because he said if I can't play in the NHL immediately, I'm too culture shocked. I'm going home.
What are his stats?
Look at how long he's been playing in the game, Charles.
Jesus.
He's
Tony
not,
Hand.
He's
That's one of the longest
he
hockey
just has
DB
like
pages I've ever
years where
seen.
he was a player, head coach as well.
Player and head coach.
Full Reggie Dunlop.
Leading the team in scoring.
207 points in 42 games for the Edinburgh Racers.
Even like
212 points in 35 games.
even this season here where he had 133 points, that was in 2010. He was born in 67. So, I mean,
43.
yeah.
Tony Hand.
Tony Hand.
What we're looking for here, what we
Chuck,
need.
don't worry.
How does he have
Need
that
Chinese
many
Tony
years?
Hand.
That many years in hockey, and his hockey DB page doesn't have a picture?
That's fair.
He's that elusive.
Oh my god!
You don't need to know what Tony Hand looked like. Tony Hand knows what Tony Hand
But
looks like.
Tony Hand probably could have been an NHL superstar.
I have a
Yeah, man,
feeling
for
I know
real.
what
Yeah.
he might look like, and I'd like to see.
And he was
Well,
discouraged. He was discouraged by coming to Oilers training camp the 1 year and not being able to make the Oilers.
Nope.
Not what you thought he'd look like, Charles?
He had darker hair than I
Kind
thought.
of looks like an angrier Yuri Dopita.
Yeah, I was going to say he looks kind of like Putin.
Oh,
Yeah, he does look like
he
Putin.
does look like Putin.
He does look like.
It might be Poots.
I like this part of hockey DB
No,
where
have you seen Poots play hockey? That is not
He's
Tony
the Tony
Hand.
Hand of Russian hockey.
He puts up the same
He
points
gets
as Tony
numbers,
Hand, though.
yeah.
and then it says, not the Tony Hand you're looking for. We have 3 players with similar names. And the first one's Dan Highnote.
Oh, that's Dan.
That's not
That's pretty
similar at
close.
all.
They both start with H. I can see why that mistake would be made. Looking back to the Chinese team, Tyler, it looks like a decision will be made this week on the 25th. Today's the 22nd, whether or not they will be replaced by Norway in the Olympics.
What
That is
other
a-
prominent Norwegians are in the NHL right now?
Patrick Thoresen.
Yes,
Fuck, that's a throwback.
Thank you.
the Norwegian Hammer.
Is that the guy that used to play for us?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Thor.
Espen Knutson.
Oh, Espen Knudsen, but is he still playing?
He's the
Doesn't
reason
look
Nets
like
are
it.
up.
There was in the last Olympics, 2 Olympics ago, they had like Per Ole Olofsson or something like that, and he single-handedly like
Tony handed the.
just he was a defenseman, and he was just like he was demolishing guys, and he was single-handedly giving Norway a chance. I think he played like 40 minutes a game. Is that guy?
Oh, no, this is.
Ole Christian Tolleson. That's it. yeah.
I remember him, former Blue Jacket.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was just being the biggest prick out there. It was
He gets
great.
a photo. Tony Hand doesn't get a photo.
Well, it's because he kind of looks like Scott Hartnell.
Oh, he doesn't play anymore either, though. Who is on the Norwegian national team now? Like, other than Zuccarello, I'm not sure.
It's small.
The drummer from AHA.
There's only been
I
8
believe.
NHL players all time. How did Patrick Thoresen rack up 106 NHL games?
Knudsen, yeah.
Mostly here during the DOD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Oilers Nation of Norway for the Stavanger Oilers.
If you showed up for Rexall Place with an Oilers jersey and a bag of equipment, they let you have 108 games in the NHL in the mid-O's.
If you look through some of those rosters in the
that guy.
Decade of
Oh.
Darkness, there is some wild.
I didn't know you could do that.
names on there.
So, yeah, when you go on Hockey DB, you can click on the photo, and it'll show you all the photos they have of that player in the database.
That's so interesting.
wow.
Oh, baby Connor.
Look at real baby Connor.
Oh, I love him.
He's so little.
He's the best. He's absolutely the best.
That was a fun game Saturday.
Oh,
I liked it a lot.
That
Thursday
was-
and Saturday were
Thursday
both
and
fun.
Saturday were both
That
good.
Thursday game was for all the scoring happened the last 6 minutes. That was the most intense 0-0 game. Like I was into it. Normally like boring. That was the most entertaining 0-0 game going.
And just how great is it for Stuart Skinner, local kid, Edmonton kid, drafted by the Oilers, starting to net the last two, just lights out the last two.
He is
games.
really having a
He's
moment.
unbelievable.
He's finding he's found his WHL version of himself where he just destroyed the league.
are the victories bringing you on board the bandwagon, Chalmers?
I've been on board. What are you talking about bringing me?
Yeah, but like as they get better and better, it gets easier and easier to be like, okay, this is.
Am I scheduling myself to sit in front of the TV before a game starts without having money on it? Yes.
Wow, we've come a long way.
Yes.
The fun part was on Thursday, so Chalmers jumped onto the B-cast on Thursday. The best part about it was that he missed the first two periods because he was watching football, and then he just starts attacking everybody in the comment section.
Who the fuck's this guy?
Especially when somebody thought he was drinking rum instead of rye.
Oh, don't make that mistake.
Oh no.
yeah, gross.
And then people commenting on my ice. That's how I know that you have no clue what you're talking about when you comment on my perfect drink.
Another man's ice.
My perfect drink.
How are they going to do Chalmers in the playoffs?
The Oilers?
Yes. What's going to happen? What are we looking at?
Who are we playing?
Seems a little premature now.
It's a tad
No, it isn't.
premature.
It's November 20th. It's time to look ahead.
Well, American Thanksgiving is just 3-4 days away.
That's the Diet All-Star break.
I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs, but I do know that a lot. I keep people keep bringing it up that like Connor invisible in the playoffs, and that's who like people that just want to
On social?
bring down. I was with
Connor
some people that were Calgary Flames fans this weekend.
Okay.
and they were
Lame.
what they're.
Wait,
I mean,
Jay's family reunion?
They're playing.
Yeah, see
they're
that?
playing really well right now, and they
Are they okay? Let's unpack that for 1 second. If you add overtime losses, shifted over, just one column left to the loss column because it's a loss. They're like 10-8.
The Flames.
The Flames.
Yeah.
Is that good?
And they are getting out of their mind goaltending from Markstrom right now.
Yeah,
Which
Marks
is
are
likely
so
to
just
cool.
like that's your ammunition. That's your ammunition to them.
But when guys like Mangiapane are getting features now,
Yeah.
and you're like, this
He's
can't-
shooting like 35%. He's gonna cool off.
I'm not gonna.
Of course.
I would like
It's like-
Mangiapane on my team.
Listen,
I get it. They can celebrate.
I
him.
see your
like-
Mangiapane and I raise you a Draisaitl.
Of course. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if we get a playoff series between the Oilers and the Flames, it'll go back to the very first game of the year. And, hopefully this tune changes through the season, but they are substantially tougher than we are.
So-
and in the playoffs, that matters.
Check earmuffs for a second
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about toughness.
Just give them the Star Wars headphones. That's like earphones.
So that was my comment about Thursday's game. We need some more meat because
Little
it's
bit.
not about once again, everyone.
Didn't Spectre agree with you on Twitter and say, I agree,
which
Jay?
is like that's
You've
polarizing.
arrived.
That's polarizing support depending on who.
like a
who saw
David
it.
Staples
But,
retweet.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like fight it, go. We'll just score in the power play. I'm not fucking talking about taking penalties
There
all
is
the time
not-
when I'm saying toughness. I'm saying throwing your weight around. And that first half of the game, Winnipeg was exacting their physicality on us. And I was like,
Absolutely.
shit. I'm like, in a 7-game series, like that stuff wears on a team, and we can't reciprocate that level of physical intensity yet. So I'm hoping Uncle Clem, if you're listening,
Call up
just
Ken.
like when you're doing some shopping, just have a little bit of that in mind, because if it becomes an arms race of just like physically beating each other on the ice,
But
especially when
yes.
the whistles go away in the playoffs,
And that's just it. That's what playoff-
we aren't there yet.
We can anybody that comes to me and says to me, "Oh, we'll just score on the power play." Like it doesn't matter. We'll just score on the power play. There isn't as many power plays in the
Yes,
playoffs.
there is.
man.
There's the exact same amount.
But you know what? A clean hit that hurts you is clean.
Connor better
No
get used
penalty.
to not getting
And what
fucking calls
Winnipeg
right
was
now.
doing-
He doesn't get
It's
calls
always
anymore
his
in the
whole life.
playoffs.
Yeah, like
It's always ever
Winnipeg is built for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's that game is exactly what I'm preaching, even though we did win 1-0. But like in a 7-game series, that is going to wear on our guys.
My next question,
because we're not wearing them down though. On the like Cassian's going, like, it's nice to see Cassian back and activated, and he's throwing his weight around. That's great, but like it's just him. Like Winnipeg has like 5 guys that can just smoke guys.
what is going to end up with Draisaitl for his goal total, Chalmers? What? He could break the 92. If he breaks the 92 goals in the season by Gretzky, they better start calling Gretzky Canadian Draisaitl.
Do you actually think that's going to happen?
He's on pace.
I don't. On pace, a quarter of the way through the season.
He's
not
on
even
pace.
So hard. He's
Sounds
definitely
like
on pace.
to me like
Even to be on pace a quarter through the year is insane. I didn't even think that you'd see that.
Do you know for a
fair.
fact that they don't put their whistles away in the playoffs? Have you seen these stats?
The numbers.
It doesn't matter.
It seems like they do. They say they
There's
put their
more
whistles away.
There's more infractions. It's a tougher game, like Jay said. It's a lot more whacking and slashing and interference and all of that. They call the same amount of penalties, but there's just more infractions.
But I'm talking about going around and hitting guys. Where like there's a lot of times, and this is the only time I get mad at the Oilers, where there is times where these guys should be running their shoulder through this guy's chest, but instead they go and try and take the puck because that stuff weighs on another team. And I get it. Skilled guys don't need to think like that and all this and that, but like that shit in the war that is playoffs, those are the things you need to do to wear down your other opponent. And I just want to make sure either it is a holistic change of mindset, or we bring in a few more personalities that like to that think that side of the game first before.
question. Where are you putting them though?
That's it's an interesting problem.
I've got the lineups open on dailyfaceoff.com.
Hell of a website.
It's an interesting
Beautiful
problem.
website. I agree with you that I'd like some bigger size.
Yeah.
I just don't know where you put it.
Well, this is where like trades come in. Like I don't have the answer.
Are you
I'm just
trading Yamamoto?
What am I getting in return?
Oh, we're not going to do this, are we? A
No,
quarter
but
of
I
the
guess
season.
no.
Let's trade this guy for this guy.
It's Yamamoto. I like him as an Oiler.
We're
No,
doing
I'm not talking
fucking
Talk
awesome
about
right
hockey
now. Like,
24 hours a day, 365.
No.
We're doing awesome,
Become
but that's
over-
immediately following you saying we're not tough enough. So I'm walking through the exercise.
So let's get a really hard hitting left defenseman. So it's another hard hitting person on the ice.
Okay, but I don't
And
think at
let's-
this point of the season,
And
like,
let's revamp the fourth line because we're already playing crazy musical chairs with our fourth line.
Fourth line's garbage anyway.
So anyway, so let's get some third line talent on our fourth line.
I can definitely say at
And
this
then you can
point in
move
the
them up and
season
down where you
that
need
saying we're not tough enough is okay without having to fix it at this exact moment.
It
Because
doesn't need to be fixed at this exact moment.
let's
but
just
if we were
see
going
how they
for a
can
run,
But like pointing out a problem
need it.
without having any idea of a solution doesn't do
okay,
anything.
let's get
but-
Ryan Getzlaf at the deadline.
I would love it.
If we're in a position to win a cup and he wants to win a cup before his,
you need Anaheim to fall out of the playoffs. Which,
Yeah.
right? And
'Cause I would also like Gibson
So
from the
exactly.
Ducks
So there's a lot of
and stuff.
speculation. There's a perfect player.
Yeah,
Yep.
but all I would do is a
Perfect
deep
player.
team, a deep
Getzlaf.
team, but a deep.
Could you imagine
team,
getting a strong, a big, tough power forward that has won before, has veteran leadership, and can come into a room and just like change everything?
Yep, I totally support that.
That would be my number one pick. But again, we're for 17 games a season.
But to Bagmel's
There's a
point,
lot that
this
can happen.
championship teams, their fourth line is any other team's third line. So we would build a heavy, talented, deep third and fourth line, and that's the difference.
What would you do, Beck?
And then you can move those guys up and down the lineup in certain circumstances.
I don't disagree with you. I like guys that are big and tough and can hit and throw their weight around.
Like him or just like him?
Oh, I like him.
Interesting.
My biggest thing though, I think, is that if the Oilers improve their defense, specifically the 2 LD slot, and pushed everybody down, that's going to stop cycles in their own zone. They're going to be moving the puck in the right direction. It's going to be getting it to people like Connor and Leon, and then the team toughness thing kind of gets negated a little bit.
But there's guys that can play that can also hit.
I agree with you 100%.
That's all. Like look at Winnipeg. These are all talented big bodies.
Can I ask a question? Were any of you guys at the game on Saturday?
No.
Did Jujar get a welcome home stand-up?
I was wondering that too. I was wondering about Jujar and Caleb Jones.
Because
They gave one to Matt Benning.
yeah, I know. Which is why
Jujar
I
would've
expected
got
them to get
one. Jujar
Jujar.
would've got
to
one.
get
There was
one.
Caleb Jones and there was Jujar. I was expecting a hybrid one.
Yeah.
You know, like a nice mashup.
Welcome
That would
But
be
back.
Ginger had an impact. Caleb didn't really do nothing.
In what way did he have an impact? Exactly.
With the hammer.
With the hammer.
Oh, that's the only
If
impact.
you had a Hall of Fame for hammers, which they should, if there was any justice in the world,
They
if
don't.
they took the casino shell and made it into a hammer All-Star Hall of Fame, Jujar would be 3 floors of the casino. That's what he's done. He's done a lot in the junk department.
And he's
He was ineffective as a player.
Well, he had his moments. He's done some great things.
The
but
thing
yeah.
is that I liked is watching him play for the Blackhawks. All the things that used to annoy me that he was doing with the Oilers, like losing his man in the defensive zone, maybe losing track of the puck. I was just like, yay, it's for the other team now.
Jujar Kara was never the answer. He was never the question. He was never the problem. He
just a guy.
It cannot be argued that, and it's so funny that it takes this for me to realize this, but I was playing my sons in NHL 21 yesterday, right? And because we just don't have 22 yet, more of a Christmas present. Spoiler: we're playing NHL 21 yesterday, the other day, and I'm Edmonton. And when I look at that fucking roster, it is completely different. And it is so much better. It's undeniable that we are so much better. And the only thing that we can really say is maybe just a little bit lacking in the toughness. And that's not
back to the last conversation,
But
though.
we addressed that in the bottom 6.
If we're talking about Jujar Kara, though, specifically, since I just played him, I would rather have him on the 4th line left side than Brandon Perlini.
Yeah, he's been pretty much non-existent. I mean,
And
everyone,
Jujar, if we're talking about toughness, there's no question. Jujar can throw him.
Jujar can throw him. Not a good hitter.
How long has Perlini been in our
Not good
system? How long
Just
is
this year.
he played in Europe last year.
So yeah, like let's give him a break, right? Like how long has Stuart Skinner been in our system?
Since
They drafted him.
2017.
5 years. Yeah.
Draft him in the 3rd
And
round.
he's just on the come up now. Right?
Yeah,
He's a
goalie.
goalie.
Enjoy.
He's a goalie. So he's coming up like he's
It's
following
nice.
like the
It's
standard
beautiful. Yeah, no,
progression.
like it's good. So I know Perlini, like really,
We've got our answer for next year. It's not re-sign Koskinen for 3 more years.
It's signed Perlini for 10 more years.
The other day, this still makes me so mad. When we were recording Oilers Nation Radio, we were talking about if Skinner should start on Saturday. And Dan said, I'm still so mad that we had this conversation.
was funny.
Dan said Skinner should only start if Mikko gives it the okay.
what?
He said
The look on Tyler's face, though, when Dan said it was amazing because it just went a sheet of red.
Can we? How many teams in the NHL do you think have to run it by their starting goalie to put in their backup?
I know.
So then, what in the fuck does he think Koskinen has that?
And let's also remember that Mikko is the backup already.
he is the record. Anyways,
It was very, very funny.
there's my plug.
So
If you
Mikko,
wanna- if you wanna
must
hear-
have said yes.
If you want to hear some outlandish shit from Dan,
Go
tune into
I was going to say, if you want
ON
to
Radio.
hear me have a freak out, go listen to the last episode of
Do
Do you
Radio.
snap?
He snapped and Rick snapped. It was best. I just sat here
Oh, that's
chuckling to
good
myself.
And then for the rest of the podcast, whenever there was a question, I just said, you got to ask Mikko.
You know who I'm vibing on is
comeback.
Fogel, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Every time
Folk
he's on
daddy.
the ice, he is making the most of every second of ice time he's given in the NHL.
we had a
It's incredible.
men's
He brings
league
a bit of
hockey game last
physicality,
night.
a bit.
We had a men's league hockey game last night.
Sorry to hear.
And
Fogel was there.
2 guys
Went outside on Fogel like
said,
he was a pylon. Damn it.
said that they would have never made that deal. That they don't see it. They don't.
Fogel?
They would rather have Bear.
I wouldn't have
back.
made the deal either.
You
I
wouldn't.
I wouldn't have
That's,
either.
that's
So
not,
see, that's a polarizing.
that doesn't mean
Polarizing
Fogel
one.
that's
sucks.
not to say that I don't like Fogel. I really, really like Fogel a
Plus,
lot.
he wears glasses on the road and he looks like an entirely different stud.
So
handsome.
don't mind me if I haven't been paying attention to a lot of Ethan Bear stats this year.
don't worry.
or
He's
anything.
playing on Carolina's top pairing, and it's one of the best pairings in the league. But
Absolutely.
Yes, without
Is that for real?
that's
Yes,
for
for
real.
real.
Slavin?
Yeah, he's been playing with Slavin all year.
And
they've
how,
been
so
great.
have you watched and he
I watched
looks,
the Carolina
and he looks
game the
great.
other-
Like how has he,
he looks-
progressed? How is this happening?
He looks unbelievable.
He looks great.
He's playing with Jacob Slavin, who's arguably
It's
the best defenseman
It's-
in the NHL.
It's going
This
to be
is-
another one of those trades that the Oilers look really bad on again in hindsight. Even
Okay.
though, and I say that again as somebody who really, really likes Warren.
Yeah,
Fogle.
I didn't get into the conversation because really I don't have the
Information?
information to back it up. So I just
When
kind of
does
sat
that
there and
stop you
listened.
from getting into an argument?
Well, that one.
The other thing too, I had a bunch of debates on my Twitter yesterday with people. Started a very nice guy was just like, "Hey, I'm just wondering if your opinion on the Keith trade has changed." And I was like, "Oh,
What's your opinion on the Keith trade?
well, my opinion when the deal was made was that's a gross overpay for a guy that's pretty much average." And so far, he's been like pretty much average. He was good against Chicago.
Very good against Chicago,
And they
I thought.
still paid like way too much for him. And I said that, and people were like, "You don't understand the value of having a Hall of Famer in the dressing room." I was like, well, no, I understand the value of it, but like $5.5 million and locking up 2 draft picks is like insane.
That is something that as fans we cannot quantify, and that is what kind of an impact he's had on our team.
Yeah, like when he didn't get vaccinated and missed 3 weeks of training camp or whatever. I'm sure that had a great impact on the room.
I mean, that wasn't even the worst thing that happened this year.
Yeah.
Like after this, I didn't watch the press conferences, obviously, because I never do. Because
they're the best part of the games now.
So has anybody asked Connor, like, hey, especially after the Chicago game, it would be pretty poignant to ask, like, what kind of an impact?
Nobody asked Connor anything.
And even if they did ask Connor, what
he
is he
probably
gonna say?
wouldn't answer.
Yeah, what's he gonna say? No.
Hey, Connor,
I don't know. I
don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we just don't know.
I think it's a huge impact. Like I think like it is there's an impact there. I shouldn't say huge. Like it means something, especially come playoff time. It'll mean something. But they also like paid way too much to get that. It's like if I'm
you
hungry,
can have both opinions.
Yeah.
It's like if you want a piece of pizza. I think this is where you're going.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay $1,000 for it just because I'm hungry.
True.
I'm not gonna go pay $1,000 for a store frozen pizza just because I'm in the mood for pizza.
So when it comes
Whoa. Now you're saying in the realm and spectrum of pizza, Duncan Keith is store frozen pizza.
He's a box of Delicio.
That's going to the Hall of
I
Fame.
agree.
Delicio's in the Hall of
Absolutely
Fame
going
when
to
it
the Hall of
comes
Fame.
when it
Hall
comes
of
to
Fame?
frozen pizzas.
Oh fuck!
What's your favorite? Dr. Ockers?
Yeah.
Di Giuseppe?
Yeah,
No,
Dr. Acker Giuseppe, the United Nations of pizza brands.
What is your go-to?
I'm a German scientist. I'm an Italian restaurant owner.
I don't.
Where did we just go?
To frozen pizza because it's a good
Giuseppe by
analogy.
Dr. Oetker.
It is?
It is. Oh, yeah.
That ain't good.
Dr. Ocker. He's a doctor.
He's a
pizza.
scientist.
He's a doctor, pizza doctor.
Yeah.
So.
He's a medical doctor.
Yeah, Di Giuseppe's just the face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's that the voice of that cartoon is so funny because it's like as Italian as you can get without being offensive to Italians. So he's like, I've been here, but also I'm Midwestern.
Me and my friends like to do a bit when that commercial comes on during football where like we pretend because he comes home and he throws his hat like on the rack. We like to do a bit where he comes home and his family's like in shambles. He's getting yelled at for like his gambling problem or something
Walk
like
us
that.
through, unpack this bit.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Like that is the whole bit.
So
he-
I'm the
right
wife.
there where you
Where have you
split.
been?
like, where have you been? And he's like, making the pizza. And she's like,
You've been at the casino.
the pizzas aren't paying the bills.
You're losing all your money on parlays. NFL Sunday.
You reek like tomato sauce again.
There, that was
like
good.
that.
Yeah,
that's-
well, I
that's
just
the
wanted to
whole
hear
thing.
it.
So
That
you're
was-
saying
I'm
his-
going back to Dr. Utker.
You just keep saying that his like addictions are like pizza making and the one thing that makes him money. So that really doesn't flow.
but it's his love for pizza is what's sinking the family.
What if he smelled like Chinese food because he was off with,
Yeah, maybe. That's
Being
if you were hanging out with
infidelity,
my friends and
little
I, you could be
infidelity.
doing that too. You could be
Yeah.
building on the bit. We have a whole character.
I wanted to give a plug to Casa di Mama frozen pizza, but as it turns out, that is also Dr. Ocker. Like he is
Does
just.
he have a monopoly on the whole?
Doctor's got a corner here.
he's like the
It's Mike Illich.
What's the Monopoly
He's like, I'm
guy's name?
also Dr. Utker.
It probably is.
Probably is.
Mike
Of course.
Illich.
Yeah, so you just basically searched up all.
Yeah, I'm just on.
So you got Restaurante.
That Google result was up from earlier or something he was doing.
Go up a little bit. Let's see.
Sure.
Let's see what. Man, my favorite one's not even on there. It's like this thin crust. It's called the Canadian. It's just got little pieces of bacon.
By Dr. Utker?
I don't think
Yes,
so.
absolutely. If you have
It's
to ask the
definitely not
question.
Dr. Oetker, and it's not
it is.
Delicio. Delicio's thin crust isn't even thin because the normal crust is the size of like a Chicago deep dish. That is about as fluffy as you can get.
Yeah.
I really like a nice Napolitano. How do you what is it?
a margarita pizza?
Yeah, big fan of those. I like the big, like the burnt air bubbles in the crust. Those
Oh,
are
that's
my
delicious.
favorite.
I actually had an argument with people about pizza on Saturday because they were playing Chicago, and I said deep dish isn't really pizza; it's more like lasagna.
I agree. 100%. Deep dish is not good.
What? There's no fucking noodle. Where's the noodle? Where is the noodle?
I'm just saying it's more like a
metaphor.
Optically, sure. The depth,
Yep.
sure. Not
It's
the
not a
layers.
pizza.
When I was a little kid, one time my parents left and I was home by myself, which was a rarity, and they left a frozen pizza for me. I'm like, this is no problem. I'm about 12, 13, right?
I
Staying
already
home.
know
I'm
where
an
this is
adult.
going.
I'm like, for sure you have to take the plastic off.
But I hope you did.
For sure.
Because that's exactly what I thought you did.
But the
But what you
cardboard.
need to do is keep the cardboard
Oh,
in
God.
there because it keeps it off the pan, which so it doesn't stick.
Yeah,
In my mind.
Okay.
So the cardboard you keep.
yeah.
I've made
Some
that
of them you
mistake
do.
more recently than I'd like to admit.
Some of them you do keep the cardboard though.
Not in the oven.
Sure. Yeah, some of them you do.
I think you sound a lot like 12-year-old
no. Next
Wanye,
time
and this
I
story ends with a fire and my parents coming home and not letting me stay home alone for months.
Well, I guess it wasn't a paper. It's more like a parchment.
Parchment.
Yeah,
yes.
parchment can
But the
handle
cardboard that comes in the
Yes.
no.
Okay.
See, and that's my problem.
We're on
is
the
that
same page.
Is that there's been a time recently where I thought it was cardboard, so I took it out, and then it just stuck to the pan, and the pizza was basically done.
What did you
don't
make,
cook
Jay?
it on a
Left it
pan,
on
you
fire?
guys. Like, what
back
are you,
in the day?
What are you
Put
doing
something
here?
in the oven after the bar?
hold on.
Chicken fingers. I was renowned for
Chicken
falling
fingers.
asleep.
Do you
cooking
guys
chicken
cook
fingers.
your frozen pizzas in the oven on a pan?
What do you do? Boil it?
You put it right on the grill. That's the
Yeah,
whole
that
point.
works. I got a special
dripping?
I got a special.
Mamma mia! Your oven's a
Mamma
mess.
mia, Dr. Rutger's oven.
You have a rack. You have this
mia.
like little
My
piece
wife's
of
gonna
like
kill
oven
me.
protector paper at the bottom. You guys.
So there's two things.
You guys couldn't even smell that your building was.
I
basically
got this circular pan with holes.
I don't trust anything.
With
you guys
holes
do.
that I put frozen pizza.
Does the grease drip through?
No, it's the.
Why's it
it's
got
the
holes?
Crust so it does
To aerate the crust?
Yes.
So you don't need the cardboard.
Don't need the cardboard.
This is
don't need the fire.
This is by far.
Whoa,
the
okay.
silliest
Let's
thing I've ever
segue and put it back on the rails. Speaking of pizza,
Yeah.
you know who has delicious pizza?
Dr.
Twig and
Rutger.
berries.
Dr.
HCA
Oker
Group?
makes pizza for Campio Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Or actually, that is where Dr. Oker resides. That's the laboratory is Campio.
That's
Sure.
Their pizza is excellent.
And their pizza is excellent. And we are having a
Unconfirmed.
live, not tape delayed, viewing party.
Yes.
Saturday.
Sold out.
tickets sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking forward to it. Tyler's wearing a romper.
I can't wait.
Sold out.
How's the romper coming along?
You know, it's good.
Sold out?
My
Okay,
mother.
walk me through this.
Okay.
Because that's why I asked if this is plan A or plan B, and you said plan A, but it looked like it was a onesie
Yeah,
that
it
you're
looked more
trying to
like a onesie
convert
than a
into a
romper.
romper.
So
So walk me through this.
Okay.
Okay, because I thought you were getting materials and getting a romper made. Now you're trying. Plan B was to retrofit a onesie.
Okay, so
But
I
do-
will let you in on a little secret
Trying
here,
to pass
Jay.
off a romper as a onesie?
Have you ever
Well,
been to Fabricland, you guys?
What?
No.
Yes,
No.
my time at that Amish
Okay.
colony in the
So
mid-90s.
I walked into Fabricland and I couldn't have been any further out of my element than I was when I was in that moment.
I would be
the
struck.
sobriety
So
store.
I said to the lady, the nice little old lady, I said, "Do you have cutouts like a design for a romper?" And she said, "What is a romper?" And I said, "This isn't going to go well." So I went through all their books and I found the sleepwear areas. Now, those patterns for the onesie with a hood on it, when you open them up, they are in pieces. No legs, no sleeves. One piece for the body and the shorts, another piece for the hood, the arms, and the legs.
Okay.
So basically, if you just take those legs, throw them away. You take those arms, you throw them away. The hood and throw away. It's a romper. And that's how she said you had to do it. So that's
What's
what
the
I did.
material? Sexy sheer silk?
So it's
but
thin.
we need short sleeve. We need short
we need
sleeves.
booty
in the
shorts.
I told
we
her
need to
short
see
sleeves.
thick
Okay,
boy
okay.
over
Yeah,
here.
no, I
So
said
how it comes? It's a package to make a onesie.
yes. It's a package to make a onesie.
I thought you bought a onesie and are trying to.
No. That
deconstruct
was
it.
fabric. Didn't you see what it was wrapped up?
Well,
That
that's
was,
why I was confused, and that's why I'm like, I have to.
there
ask
was
the question,
fabric
'cause
there.
so
There was
much
a
happening.
zipper. There was the
Oh, you got a
fabric
zipper.
that I was getting
You
cut.
can get out of this thing.
And then so we go to the cutting table. So this is how it works at Fabricland. You go and you get the fabric that you want. It's on a roll, right? It's about
Fucking it just
just a
goes.
huge roll. And you take it up to the cutting table with the pattern that you want. They look at the thing. It says what size you're going to do. When she asked me what size I was doing, I said, well, large, he's about 5'10". And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to call him. Standing at the desk. And she goes, 5'10"? And I'm like, yeah, just hold on. Tyler, how tall are you? He goes, 6'2". I go, she goes, that's
Oh,
a
that would
pretty
have been
big
tight
fucking
in
difference.
You tighten the nuts for sure.
So then she continues to go on and ask me about like, well, do you think this is going to be enough fabric? And I was looking at her like, do I look like I am in any position to answer these fucking
Well,
questions?
you are in
I don't know what
Fabricland
we're
looking
doing.
for fabric. So on some level, there's an
Right.
expectation here.
So we opened up the pattern, and it's literally big sheets that you cut out, right, to whatever size you are. It's like they're like overlay, a small, medium, large, extra large, and they have the pattern. There's like 10 different sheets, and one of them is the front of the body and the legs, and then the other sheet's the back, and then there's arms and stuff. So I basically just said these are the only ones we're going to be using, and so she cut fabric for that. And I definitely told my mother-in-law we need some sleeves. But wouldn't it be even better if it was like sleeveless?
Yeah, I'd say no.
It's
sleeves.
gotta be funny.
But I'm trying to think.
Crotchless?
Any romper I've seen, I think has sleeves.
Yeah,
Short
no, they
sleeves.
do for
Short
sure. They do
sleeves, yeah.
short sleeves. So So the couple takeaways from this. My mother-in-law, she's been working on it diligently. It will
God
be
bless
done
her.
hopefully for tomorrow nights live. Like we're going to do a watch party in
we can have
at
a
Nation,
try-on.
So we maybe can have a try on. Number 2.
Just a bunch of guys trying on one romper, nothing to see
This
here.
fabric, not thick.
Sheer.
Not thick.
That means it breathes. That's good.
If you stand in
We are
front of
going
a
to see
spotlight,
if it's too tight, we are going to see every part of your MJ.
Maybe I'll wear a cup.
Yeah, you might want
stuff
to.
it.
Let's
You
Bring a
might want
sock.
to think about maybe a sock down there, or something.
Sock it. Oh, he doesn't need to. Oh, he's confident.
Hopefully the shorts
good
are long
Lord
enough. Am I
dealt me a
right?
sock, Chalmers. It's called my dick.
Okay. So, anyways, that was plan. Plan A was to always make one, and they
Well,
just
so essentially you're doing plan A.
yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, no, this is
Just the
definitely
road to get to plan A was
Perfect.
not
That's great.
necessarily the way.
But we'll know tomorrow night, I think, if Plan A was a success or not.
Okay.
And they don't give that fabric away, P.S. That shit was
Expensive?
not cheap. Yeah. Oh,
Well, it's NHL licensed
it's getting
logo.
expensive. All right.
Well, if you have a better idea of how to dress your 15 children who range in age from 2 to 5,
Yeah,
who's
but
at Fabricland? I don't even understand.
When
Is it
you,
people
it's
from the
weirdest
distant
place,
past?
man. It's a weird place. Like weird. There's a lot of shit going on in there.
Like at no point, at no point am I like, you know what I need to do is go make this T-shirt I'm wearing.
Just imagine you like when you go to Home Depot, you have a plan of what you're going to build, so you like kind of know the things you need. The plan is at Fabricland, so you like have to get the plan first and then go around the store. Like people in there that look like they really they were sweating. They had been there for like 3 hours, all to make like maybe a dress that somebody might not even like. And here's the fact of the matter. I searched at how to buy some onesies or buy some rompers. I didn't really understand the pricing at Fabricland, so I didn't know my total until I got to the till and the fabric had been cut. And I looked at it and she's like, she gave me the
How much
price.
was
What is the price?
Well, it was $86.
$86.
All
pattern-
right. But it's because it's licensed. It's got logos
The
on
fabric was $27 a meter, and we took 2 meters.
What kind of fabric is this?
Oilers. It's
Like,
orange
is
with
it
Oilers
like
logos
just a
all
cotton
over it.
kind of.
You know, Connor's getting his
Dude, it
cut
felt
at
like
80 bucks.
polyester at best. I mean, it was. And then the pattern alone was $20, and the zipper was another 10.
Wow.
The zipper was $10.
I mean, what do you? My mother-in-law's, please don't make me do buttons. I said okay.
Big brass buttons.
I wish it was
Tyler
a-
is a good boy.
Yeah.
I wish the zipper was on the back from like the neck all the way down to the.
I
butt.
was gonna
That'd be
no.
nice.
Where
I
is the
debated.
zipper?
It's
Put
in
it-
the front.
No.
We debated putting it on the back.
No,
but-
put it on the back.
Well, it's kind of
Why?
late now.
Damn it. Because this is a romper.
Let's
Yeah.
just make him work.
It just would've been
it's
really
It's
nice.
rear entry.
If
They're
you had
rear
to-
entry.
If you had to go take a piss at Campio and then you had to be like, bag milk, I need a little help here.
Yeah. You,
I mean, and then
you'd have
also
to
I
go
would have
down to
had-
the ankles.
Yeah, I'd have to piss like I'm a kindergarten kid.
Yes.
Like, literally
Yeah.
on the
Exactly.
ground.
Yeah.
Which is
My bare
even
ass
better.
out and kiss.
That's worth $1,000 to the Humane Society.
I'm gonna
always a
know
good look.
right when I see this thing. I'm gonna know if it's gonna fit him, and I cannot fucking wait. to
Are you
see
sure
it.
though? Because you thought he was 5'10".
How did you?
I don't know. 5. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's
Sure.
average height for a male is 5'9". So
What did you rob a convenience store? What do I need to know your height for? What
yeah,
the fuck?
exactly.
I don't care.
I don't know. I've never seen you stand next to. I know how tall JR is, and I know how tall Wanye is, but I've never seen you guys like exactly stand next to each other. So I didn't totally know.
We're taller than
I
your
knew
head,
that
Chuck,
you
don't
were
worry.
taller than Bag Milk, but I
AJ?
didn't know you. I thought you
taller
were
than-
shorter than these two. I don't know, man. It's just a guess.
Fair enough.
You think you're taller than me and Jay?
So that means Chalmers thinks
Not
that I'm
taller
5'9".
than Jay. Are you guys the same height?
Well, how tall are you?
Okay.
6 feet.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were probably, if you would have, at that moment, I would have said 5'9".
All right.
Anyways,
Good stuff.
I guess what we're saying
Nation viewing
is,
party.
Yep.
if you give a gift that nice to your Remcheck in the culture I'm from, it's because that's your dowry, and you're probably going to wed your Remcheck. So congratulations.
Well,
$86.
Yeah. I've prepared you fine garments in my hope chest, Tyler. Sounds a bit like a marriage proposal to me.
Well, the unfortunate
Well, at
thing for
80
you is Tyler's already married.
at $86,
We
he
saw
better
him on
wear
his
it more than
honeymoon.
once. This better be like something he wears game day, like in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, playoff romper. Yeah. We might need it.
Maybe you need to wear it to, like, you know, the arena when you're in the media row.
Maybe you just might like
would
it.
fly.
And that's just your.
I
That's
think
just your
I
no
think
go
there's
too.
a chance I do actually.
It just goes into the rotation.
I would really like you to like it, and knowing that my mother-in-law's good at what she does, but like, what if it's just not like? I really hope that it's the right size. I had a lot of pressure, like to tell her that it was a large.
all
She's
good.
like, "But should I make
Tighter
it extra
the better,
large?"
though.
I was like, "I don't fucking know."
What's
Stop asking
the
these
real
questions,
question
people.
is what's her capacity to make more?
Well,
Because this
I'd have
is
to find.
trend setting
So I'd have to find the hours in on this. I know that I'd mentioned this before that I like to do some things like that are woodworking type stuff. So I made cornhole boards. I really like making cornhole boards because I can make them like custom and stuff. And so I get her to make the bean bags, and we buy jean material from Fabricland. That was the only other time I've been to Fabricland. So the jean material is like a really dark blue on one side and a really light blue on the other. So I get her to make 4 dark side up, 4 light side up, and she crushes them. Like all other bean bags always fall apart. These never fall apart. And so. And she turned those things around. I remember giving them to her, and she turned those things around in like 4 hours. Wow. So, but this one, this is the first time for her doing this particular thing. So she has said that it's been fun, but that it's taken some time.
I'm glad she's having fun.
Well,
she loves doing this kind of stuff. You know what? Like when you're a little bit older and you're just, she loves to. That's why I'm so fat. She bakes all the time. It's just like constant cookies, constant banana bread with chocolate chip. Like it's enough.
That shit's
it's
good.
Enough. It's so good. She makes the best one in life.
It's good.
I'll try to bring one in. We have them. I have 2 more at my house because
nice.
Yeah, we stop
tomorrow night.
It's a lot. Yeah, I'll bring one tomorrow night.
I was also talking to sales guy Jared. I think we're going to give away some Nation gear during our stream tomorrow night. It's a good idea.
Nights, yeah.
Well, that's nice to break it up a little, the monotony of just like us sitting there watching a game.
It won't be monotonous. It's going to be fun.
And
I'm sure it won't be.
Noodle.
And some oodle noodle?
Sure.
Can we do that?
I think so.
Awesome. Are we going to eat during it?
Yeah.
You can order up.
Sure. I mean, are we going to test?
Drink.
While I was driving here, I was thinking, are we testing this thing? Like, are we going to all sit? Like, are we going to just show up 5 minutes before and hope?
That ain't the Nation way. You figure it out 5 minutes into the show.
I'll test it out. I'm staying after the pod today, and I'll.
All right. How's the TVs working? How's the hung TVs working?
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that for 1 second. What the fuck is up with these strings? It is to me it is so silly because those things are designed to be pulled.
That's what they are designed for, literally designed to be pulled. Okay, for everybody that doesn't know, when I first said to you guys, are we going to hang these? We are covering the cable outlets and the plugs. That's what we do when we hang a TV so we don't see cables.
Correct.
So I said to you guys, do you have your Shaw hooked up? Because when you hang the TV, it's nice to plug in the box, mount it, and be done with it. But you guys said, no, we're going to be plugging stuff in constantly. Plugging stuff into the back of a wall-mounted TV.
We don't need to now. We've got it all sorted.
Just listen.
Okay.
2-inch clearance. You can't get your hand in there. Therefore, every single time you got to plug in a laptop, you got to plug in an HDMI cord into the back of the TV. Unless you plug it in once, you leave it hanging down, you slightly roll it up, just hide it behind, and it's always there. You guys don't have HDMI cords just laying around, so when I put the TVs on the wall, because I wanted them to be up there off the floor so they didn't fall.
Because you're a friend.
I left the cables down, because if you guys came here and just saw a TV mounted on the wall and didn't know how to get your hand behind there, you would have no idea how to unmount those TVs.
Okay.
So I made it idiot-proof for you guys. Pull the strings.
But you also made it a danger zone for idiots.
Right.
Because
I made all those signs that say, pull these strings to start TV. And you just pull as hard as you can, and that's how you turn the TV on.
But that was the one thing I told your Chuck. And so before he left, after he graciously helped me hang the big one.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, he did it great. I mean, it was awesome. We just hung. We did it. We did our thing.
Moment. Yeah,
it was a father-son
He was touched. He's been telling us about this.
It was nice. It was nice. We did a good job. We put it up, and to much of my chagrin, the thing was maybe just a slight bit out of level. And normally, your Chuck didn't notice. He said, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's not a big deal. Most people don't. But I get really bothered by that kind of thing. So I even said, hey, could you help me pull it down a bit? Nobody wants to do that.
Nice.
He helped me pull it down. He held it up. I undid the thing. Actually, properly really leveled it this time. And then he helped me put it up. Now, I then showed him why I had to leave these cables down. Right? Because if I put them up under there, like, honestly, you guys, if I wasn't, and I was just scared that you guys were going to try to come and test them the next day and literally like try to pull it off the wall and break something. Yeah. So that's why I put it. So anybody that was, people that were in my Twitter mentions and my Instagram mentions, they were just trying to pull my ripcord, and it worked slightly.
Why would we want to plug an HDMI cable into the TV?
Because you can't watch anything. Like
So we have a way to do that now.
Yeah, AirPlay, streaming, that all does work on smart TVs. It does.
Oh, I don't know how to do any of that.
I just didn't know if your guys is what you were going to play. Like a hard connection. There's nothing better than a hard connection.
So can I sit down with a laptop and somehow fling it onto the TV and watch everything on my laptop?
If you can AirPlay it from or stream it or mirror it, yes.
Sweet.
So
but if you want a hard connection,
that's how we can show the games off.
We have a sign-in.
Yeah.
So if you want a hard connection, though, you must plug in to the back of the HDMI cable. into the back of the TV.
Why would I
and
want
then
to plug in versus just have AirPlay?
Because AirPlay's a streaming thing. Mine, like my TSN app, which I watch Red Zone on, it cuts out. It buffers every so often. But if it's hardwired in, it never will. You can shut the computer. It's constant. As long as it's got a stream of like internet to it, right? Which that's the other thing is if you are going to be streaming stuff, it would have been really nice to have an internet connection right there with an Ethernet cable that went back to the modem, as opposed to having to rely on the Wi-Fi. Because then you could plug in the computer and right into the Ethernet cable right there. Mm-hmm. And then you would never get any interruptions, right? Because
like we have an Ethernet for when we'll be streaming. We have it runs into here.
Good.
So like the stream will be good, but the video might chop once in a while.
Yeah, and so
Can I tell you something though?
Yes.
When was that? Friday, Tyler and I watched Game 6 of the 2006 Cup run with the Oilers.
First
the first
round,
round
Game
versus
6
I was
Detroit.
going to say final games.
We watched the first game, and it was a good time.
Like
I
sitting
almost
right
didn't
out
want
there.
to leave.
Sitting right out there.
Yeah, we were just sitting outside.
We were thinking, because this was an idea that came up before Oilers Nation Radio, I know what happened in 06, but I don't remember the specifics, right? So like sitting and watching 06, I wasn't sure when the game was going to get tied. I wasn't sure what the penalties were. We should do like a summer series where like...
I haven't watched this 2006 Cup run since 2006, and I shan't watch it.
Well, who has, to be honest, other than
but
Some
somebody
Oilers
who
Nation guys?
a summer series where I sit down and we do like a watch party of the games, and like maybe it's like
Because like Game 6 that we were watching, when things were happening, I didn't remember them because I was at that game.
Would you go to watch the Game 7 from 2006?
Yeah, I would.
Final?
As far as I know, it didn't happen.
Exactly. The game was canceled. You don't know anything.
Anyways, I think it'd be cool. I would get enjoyment out of it sitting and watching it. And maybe the idea is like a different person watches it with me every game and like tells me their memories of 06. And it's like a 06 look back 15 years later.
Wow.
It is interesting because we also noticed how shitty TV looked in 2006.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's mind blowing because in 2006 you're like, damn, this is good picture quality.
Yeah.
Do you like? I don't know if all you guys sat down and watched football on Sundays, but if you sit down and watch footballs on Sundays, there's the camera that follows the game, and there's the one on the string. But then there's always that camera that's on the ground,
The 4K.
right after they score a touchdown, and they go right up to the dudes, and everything in the back is pretty blurry. But what's in the frame that's like close up that they're trying to film,
Cool as shit.
is so crisp and clear. It is it looks fake. It is so amazing. And they had it at the Seattle-Arizona game. And a couple times I was just blown away. It looked like a video game, like it was nuts.
Did Arizona pull it off without
They
Kyler?
won. Yeah,
Wow.
They won.
Have they won all three without Kyler?
No, they lost to Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
And then they won the other two.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Are we allowed to talk about the thing we might be doing in the mountains in January, or is that not finalized yet?
It's not finalized yet, but since you're bringing that up, we can talk about something else that I think is definitely going to happen.
Continue.
The mountain stuff, we're working with our friends at Tourism Jasper, so stay tuned on that.
So much.
But
I miss Jasper.
Are you going to do that if we do it?
I'll come to Jasper. You tell me when and where, and if it involves skiing and drinking.
He doesn't even know what it
He
is.
doesn't even know what it is.
I don't even need to know what it is.
We'll talk after then.
This is going to turn into a tentpole event in the future. It's happening.
Okay.
We talked about this. This was like, especially during the happy hours we used to do, this was like the main topic of conversation during peak pandemic was when can we do a staycation? So we've come up with a date. We've procured tickets. We are going to do we're going to do a twofold nation. We're doing a nation vacation / nation staycation.
Okay.
January 22nd, Saturday night, BOA. We're doing a bus trip to any of our listeners, audience in Calgary. If you want to come up to Edmonton, we've partnered up with Backside Tours. We've got a bus coming up, take you up here for the game. We got your hotel covered. We're going to do a private event. You guys, you don't know this, Tyler, are going to do a live pregame show.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay. You heard him say it.
Don't know what that means, but
Well,
all right.
it means you're going to do it in front of a bunch of people, and we have to figure out the problem, how we're going to stream it.
What part of that was confusing? A live pregame show.
And then, so those are friends from Calgary. And then we want to do a staycation for everyone who wants to come either within the city or outside of the city, stay at the same hotel.
Oh, so even if you're from
And
Edmonton.
have a scrap in the lobby bar?
And then go to the game
nice.
as a crew of 99 people. And then we're going to have a pregame event, like I said, location to be determined, and then a post-game party.
So just I need to run things through my own. We have one group of Oilers fans coming down from Calgary. It's a nation.
Call them the Sharks and the Jets.
No, what?
Because we're going to rumble. What? Oh, we're not
They're
rumbling?
Oilers
They're
fans.
Oilers Oh, I
From
see. Okay.
Calgary, though.
Yes, but that's fine.
They're expats.
So Oilers fans coming in from Calgary.
Okay.
They
all right.
they pay for their ticket. They get to go to the game. They get the pre and post game party. They get a hotel. Then the next day they bus back.
They all wear T-shirts with targets on the back, so
if
we
you're
can beat
from
them down.
Edmonton, you can buy the staycation package.
Yep.
Ticket to the game, pre post game party, and also a hotel downtown.
Yes.
Oh, so you really do get like a
It's a staycation.
Yeah, that's neat.
With a bunch of people.
That's awesome.
And a fight.
So stay tuned.
No, nobody's fighting anymore. I thought this was like Calgary fans.
we
you
were
were bringing down for the Battle of Alberta, which I didn't understand, but I kind of was like, okay.
I mean, there may be some.
I kind of see where you're going.
Just like when we go down to Calgary, there's some.
Yeah, a
Flames
few
fans on the bus.
a few Flames fans will sneak on, but
Anyways,
and that's okay.
that's exciting.
That's exciting. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Pike doesn't know this, but we're going to invite Ryan Pike to come on the bus.
Oh, Piker. Of
course.
Yeah, you should come up. Great guy.
Great dude.
So Nation Staycation / Nation Vacation, because we haven't been able to do anything for our friends down south. We've always been coming to them and having us join them. We want them to come up here and join us.
All right.
End of January.
January 22nd. So we'll be launching first week of December. So we're partnered up with Backside Tours. Mm-hmm. Fine folks there. So they're getting everything organized right now and just getting everything planned. And we'll launch. Cool. I was talking with James this morning. So it seems like it's very legit because we got the tickets to the game.
Yes.
So this is essentially a giant nation.
He's a real party planner, eh?
He loves to plan.
He loves to
Loves
plan
to go to those
parties.
party.
This is a giant nation section. It's finally happening.
He's on the party planning committee.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
of it.
we're doing.
He's the Phyllis.
Tomorrow we're doing a live watch party on Twitch,
I wanna be
Twitter,
Meredith.
Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Saturday we're doing
Angela.
an in-person watch party at Campio. Tickets sold out. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then in January, it's the Nation Staycation / Nation Vacation. And then in March we're going to Nashville. Maybe?
April, Nashville.
Wow.
So we have 70 tickets lined up for the Nashville game.
Cool.
So
We're just finalizing the flights and the hotels. And
that'll be fun. Last question, because I've asked this on the group chat a couple times. When are we going to the game with Business Dad?
December
Against
18th?
Columbus. 16th, I think.
16th. It's the Thursday.
Put it in my calendar now because I'm pretty sure I just agreed to something.
Also, the reason I had this Flame schedule up the whole time.
Because you love the Flames?
Did you guys know they haven't beaten a Western Conference team yet this year?
So they're not that good, are they?
But they've been on they've beaten some teams on the road. Like
they beat Boston,
whipped
they beat
Boston
New York.
last night.
Still, I mean, meh. Beat teams in the West.
Well,
then we'll
that's
talk
what I'm saying.
Calgary.
You look at their true record and they're like 10-8.
Yeah.
And we are legitimately 13-4. We got no overtime losses.
Columbus on the 16th, Charles. That's when we're going to the game with Business Dad.
It's a Thursday.
Yep, sure is.
Right? That's the day you're dreading on Monday, but when it arrives, you're super excited.
That's a good day.
Kicks off the cycle.
Yep.
All right. Well, shout out to our friends at Twig and Berries and DoorDash. If you're, hey, you know what? There's a good deal. If you're going to watch tomorrow on Twitch and watch the game with us, order in some Oodle Noodle. Use the promo code OODLE2021 on DoorDash.
Delish.
Get enough, and then get enough, because then you get lunch the next day. You can stay up and all that stuff. It's just a great deal.
Well, yeah, we'll do this. Get your normal meal, get some spring rolls, and then get the butter chicken poutine to try it.
You mean butter chicken mac and cheese?
Fuck, yes, that too. We have both. Butter chicken macaroni. And that way you get as your second meal, because you're like, I just kind of want to try it, and then you get to have a couple bites of it, and then you're excited, because then you know you can eat it for lunch the next day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. I think we're going to put a wrap on this. We went to a lot of places today.
Did we? Where'd we go?
Well, I didn't think we'd be talking as much frozen pizza as we did.
I thought there was a lot more sewing than I thought there'd be.
We
weird one.
Dressmaking.
I mean, it's relative to what we're doing.
It's a
It
nice
is.
thing.
It's I'll tell you one thing. I'm a little disappointed in the front zipper, but I'm gonna get over it.
Yeah, there's not much I could have done with that.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Is this BYOB tomorrow? What are we?
We're above a bar.
Yeah, but do they have
So-
what I? You know how particular I am.
Well, you bring whatever you need, but if you need to order drinks up, we've got a whole situation here. No problem.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's put a wrap on this. Episode 332 of the Real Life Podcast, brought to you by the HGA Group. Tune in tomorrow, live on all the Oilers Nation socials, and watch a game with us.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.